On February 26, 2016, Julie and I had the opportunity to visit Nehemiah Vision Ministries located in Chambrun, Haiti. Chambrun is about 12 miles northeast of Port-au-Prince and is a community of about 6,000 people. The campus is very nice. We were very pleasantly surprised when we went there. Here is an outside photo of the dining hall where we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day. You'll see a picture here of the gift shop internally where you can buy gifts that the Haitians have made. Here was the dormitory that I slept each night. It can sleep up to 45 to 50 men because they have conferences here. Here's a picture of one of the apartments where Julie stayed with the women. They also have missionaries who stay in these homes as well. You're now seeing a view from the rooftop of the preschool. You'll see the church to the right here where they have worship service each Sunday. You'll see a green field next to it. This is a new soccer pitch that was put in by the University of Indianapolis soccer team, because in Haiti they just play on dirt surfaces, so this is really nice. Here is a quick view of the school. I'll go into this in more detail in the next section. Really nice building. You can see the mountains in the distance. Many mornings folks get up on top of the roof here to watch the sun come up over the mountains, but it's really just a beautiful area. In the foreground you can see the two children's homes, one on the right for the boys, one on the left for the girls, but it's really a nice, very nice campus. What you were seeing in the previous clip was our walk up from the Nehemiah Vision campus to the actual village of Chambrun. We were being hosted by Angie Mollenkoff, who's the Director of Development for Nehemiah Vision, and Brooke, who is the nurse at the medical clinic. As you approach the area, you see it's very poor. And as we walked into the village, the children are so loving. They all want to come up and touch you. They want love and affection, and they're so welcoming. Here was a little girl who fell in love with Julie and became one of her little friends, as well as Jesse. He wanted to be held by all of us. Here you can see I'm trying to anchor two at the same time. As I said, Brooke is the nurse at the medical clinic who manages the malnutrition program. She knows every one of these kids by first name, and she's such a central part of the community. Here's a little toy that they've made out of just an oil can to play with. When you look at the living conditions here, it's something that we in the United States can't fathom, that people can live like this. It's poverty like you've never seen. But the people make the best of it, and they're happy, and they go about their life there. So it's a very moving experience as you move into the village. Here's a house of a 17-year-old where she had a baby 2 weeks before. Obviously no windows, it's hot in Haiti. Went in to see her. The baby was beautiful. It's just unreal to see people have children in homes like this. It was really hard to leave the village that first morning. We're walking back towards the campus and the kids just want to follow us. You can see they're trying to lick my hand there. They're so loving. They just want to show affection. So this is the walk that they would make every morning to school. So it's quite an area. One of the challenges living in a poor country like Haiti is malnutrition. Parents lack education, jobs, resources, and so oftentimes these children do not receive the proper nutrition they need. But parents are willing to work and fight hard. And at Nehemiah Vision, they've had some dramatic results. One of the tools being used to deal with the problem is called plumpy nut. This is a peanut butter-like food that has been fortified, and when eaten on a regular basis, the results are dramatic. Children are targeted between the ages of 6 months old and 5 years, and you can see some of the impressive results here. On the left, you see a child at 7 months that only weighed about 7.28 pounds. You can see after 6 months of receiving the plumpy nut, the child has gone almost up to 17.5 pounds. It's kind of wild to look at these pictures because you say, wow, is this really the same child? But it's working, and every 2 weeks they're followed up by Brooke, who's the nurse who's in charge of the program, and so she works very closely with the mothers. Another example, this was a child at 7 months, only weighed 5.7 pounds. And again, what you see after 6 months of using the plumpy nut in their formula, the weight is going all the way up to 17.6 pounds. So again, you look at these two pictures and you wouldn't know it was the same child. And perhaps the most dramatic picture is this one here, 18 months. This child only weighed 10.5 pounds, and only after 3 months of the plumpy nut, you can see gained almost 10 pounds, almost doubled their weight. So the malnutrition program at NVM is not only saving lives, but it's educating parents about nutrition. Not only is Nehemiah addressing the malnutrition problem, but they're also teaching Haitians how to raise their food for themselves. Farming was common in Haiti in years gone by. However, because of difficult times, farming was for the most part abandoned for quicker ways to make an income to provide for families. Here, NVM has a large field where crops are being grown, and they're also experimenting with small garden plots. Hear Craig Westrick talk about the early days of the project.
Behind the school building, it all looked like that. And there were cactus trees everywhere, so we cleared all the land.
And how long did Jay say these have been planted?
These are, I want to say a couple of years. Yeah, they just shoot up. So we were amazed when we planted, everything grew.
The ground is really fertile.
It germinates in Indiana, 8 to 10 days.
Okay.
You get germination here, 1 to 2. And you're like,
that is just
there's something growing, it's incredible. You would think it's depleted, which it is kind of nutrient, poor, but it's the Caribbean, right? Things just grow.
Some of the objectives of the agricultural program are to demonstrate that the soil is good and that food can be grown locally, and to empower the Haitians to learn how to raise food for themselves, whether for personal consumption or sale. But the project doesn't come without some challenges. The younger generation doesn't see farming as an option. They don't have the skills, and in most cases, they don't even believe it's possible. They believe farming is a slave job, just like carrying water is a woman's job. So, as interest has grown in this project, there are still some barriers that need to be broken down. But it's exciting to see interest growing in planting their own garden plots.
You see in here the beds, the chairs, the cabinetry, the carts, everything came from Indiana. So St. Vincent's Hospital, Fame there in Indianapolis, just different hospitals allowed us to come in and basically take what they weren't using, right? So they're upgrading, so we're able to get their stuff. So this area here that you see is basically, we don't have inpatient care, but if folks are coming in that need some treatment longer than just seeing a doctor and getting some meds, this is kind of the area that they would be in. We just have storage where we have to lock up, the baby formula, the plumping nut, all of those things are locked away as a precautionary to make sure we have those resources for the kiddos that really need it. So we're in the pharmacy here in the new health clinic, and we try to keep everything stocked as much as possible. Recently, we've been accredited by the Ministry of Health here in Haiti, and so we're able to buy most of our meds in country and at a great reduced rate, so that it helps us be able to keep this stocked as often as possible. Outside of what we buy in country, we do have some teams that bring in meds that we can't get here or that are really expensive here. But other than that, we are currently buying everything in country. Here in the clinic, we see about anywhere from 55 to 100 patients a day. Our limit is 100 patients. It just kind of depends on what's going on. We have a lot of our students that are seen here in the health center as part of their tuition to the school. They get free health care here at the clinic. It costs what we would say $2 American, a little bit less right now because of the inflation of the food, but that's what they pay to see the doc.
What you're looking at now is the actual waiting room for the health clinic, which is outside. And as Angie said, they see anywhere from 55 to 100 people a day. What she didn't tell you is that these people walk in the dark in the morning and get down here at 5 or 5:30 to ensure that they will be able to see a physician for that day. So the healthcare needs are great in this community. Nehemiah Vision has been operating the Nehemiah Christian Academy since 2005. It started with only 25 students in a small building in Chambrun. Since then, it has grown to a student body of almost 400 children spanning from preschool to 7th grade. It has been established that a key element required to break the cycle of poverty is education. Each morning, the day begins with the singing of the national Haiti anthem and the raising of the flag. Even from the beginning of the school, it was important to Pastor Pierre and his wife Diane that children not only increase head knowledge, but also learn about Christian values and develop Christian character. The desire is to produce well-trained young people who will be productive citizens. The school desires to produce young people who will become a part of the solution and not part of the problem. The goal is to train children to become capable adults who are committed to living a full life in Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, many families in Chambrun and other nearby communities cannot afford the cost of educating their children. This is a contributing factor to the 50% literacy rate we see in Haiti. In order to be able to offer these children an education and still meet the financial obligations of running a school, Nehemiah Vision implemented a child sponsorship program in 2006. For just $40 a month, a sponsor can help a child receive an education at Nehemiah Christian Academy. In keeping with Nehemiah Vision's philosophy of ministry to empower the Haitian people, parents are still asked to contribute a small amount toward their child's education. This ensures that the parents are making an investment and they are being empowered to provide an education for their children. While the average school tuition in Haiti is $150, these parents are able to pay $11 annually for their children to go to school. Sponsors' donations not only help pay the teachers in the school, but also provide a hot meal each school day and access to health care on the campus. The goal of the sponsorship program is to foster a relationship between the sponsor and the child. Sponsors have the opportunity to choose a child to invest in whom they can encourage, pray for, and show hope. Many of you who know Julie and I know that we could not have gone to Haiti and interacted and met all these wonderful children and not become a part of the Sponsor a Child program. So Julie looked through the list of all the children who were not sponsored, and she chose Alex. Alex is in the 2nd grade. He lives with his mom and dad. He has one sister and one brother. He's responsible for getting the water from the well for the family. Perhaps the thing that I like most is the last sentence in his information card. He wants to run a small business when he is old, selling things from his home so he can sit in front of his house each day. So Julie and I are hopeful that through our contribution and his education, he'll be able to do that one day. Julia and I were so fortunate in our time on the Nehemiah Vision campus to get to interact and get to know Esperande Pierre, or as he's known to the Haitians, Pastor Pierre. You see him in this picture with us in front of the Nehemiah Worship Chapel. He is the founder and director of Nehemiah Vision Ministries, and I would encourage you to go to the website and read his story. Nehemiah believes that at the core of alleviating poverty is the restoration of relationships with God the Father. The answer to this need is found in God's Word, and it is through the local church that the Word of God is taught and administered. To fulfill this part of the mission, Nehemiah has started the chapel on the Chambrun campus, and each Sunday, over 400 people from Chambrun and other location communities gather for worship. It is an evangelical, Bible-based church that encourages exuberant worship, active outreach, and daily dependence on God. And if you've never attended a Haiti worship service, you're missing out. There's nothing quite like it. And so here are some sights and sounds from our worship experience there on that Sunday.
So that he can receive more and then go back and accomplish more miracles. Dans chapitre 5 là, nous avons prêché dans le verset 17 à 26, nous voyons Jésus fait 2 séries de miracles, après combien de miracles qu'on a guéri, et monsieur qui a lèvre là, nous avons parlé de lèvre dimanche là, ça veut dire l'homme qui lèvre, ou comment l'a dit dans Bariadou, le cap manger, ou mettre pas well, mais il a nous, et malheureusement, pile dans notre église matin, nous tous nos gros problèmes. Nous avons des chutes à la souris, mais nous avons des problèmes dans l'esprit, nous avons des problèmes. Nous avons des problèmes, qui des problèmes qui même nous pas dire monde. Mais tout problème nous est capable de Seigneur.
Here is a picture of the Nehemiah Vision Ministry bus that goes out and gathers people in the community to bring them to church on Sunday. As you can imagine, in a place like Haiti, the majority of people don't have a car or transportation, and so this bus is what gets them there every Sunday. So, quite a ministry. The other thing I was so happy was to be able to spend time with Love Jean. I call her my second Haitian daughter. You see her here in the picture with Julie and I and Pastor Pierre. We were so glad to be able to celebrate her 28th birthday while we were there in Haiti. And I'm so proud of this young woman.
Some of our friends and partners were able to help us secure the resources to put this building together so that the Nehemiah Worship Chapel of Onaville could exist to serve the people of Onaville. And this area has been developed after the earthquake. The area is called Onaville because of the fact that the government about 20 years ago were looking at building a gated community for the retired government official. And but that project really never got finished and used, but still that had already named the area, branded in the area to Onaville. So this is where we are, the foot of the mountain. And Onaville existed because after the earthquake, the people were feared that there was going to be a tsunami. So people started leaving the low part of the bay and rush to the mountain just in case there's a tsunami that will survive on the high ground. So it's a very dry area. There is not much water. There is no creek. God has blessed us. We have tried an effort to dig a well 400 feet and we hit water. Fresh, sweet water, rich water table, and we've been serving the people in this community. There is over 30,000 people that are coming to get water from our well. And we thank God that we can provide the physical water and also the water of life, Jesus Christ, to help them move from darkness to light, from hopelessness to eternal life. This is where we are, a place where they can be thirsty and come for a drink. They can be hopeless, they come and find hope in Jesus Christ.
We were fortunate during our trip to be able to visit the Earthquake Memorial, a mass burial site to commemorate those who died in the earthquake. We got there late in the day, but Pastor Pierre was able to convince the guards to let us in. It was quiet. It's a very somber place. It's a time to remember the 7.0 magnitude earthquake that struck outside Haiti's capital on January 12, 2010. Officials say that more than 300,000 died, but no one knows for certain how many people lost their lives. It's believed that 130,000 are buried below this site. Here you see a memorial plaque that commemorates the January 12, 2010. It says in Creole, "We will never forget you." After the earthquake, people wanted to express themselves, and so several individuals, they had a poem contest to write about their expression of the Haiti earthquake. And one that has really moved me was written by Rochelle Johnson, and it says, "Haiti lives." Let me read it. "You cry, I cry, and we feel your pain. But remember, God remains the same. Keep the faith. Through His amazing grace, you will be received, you will be transformed, and the wonders of His glorious love is never done. So live on, Haiti, because He lives in you. Through your hardships, you glorified His name. As the rubble was cleared away, you cried out, 'I am not afraid of death,' and sang out His praises. Glory be to Jehovah. Haiti lives. Your lives are not in vain." So at this site, we commemorate and remember those who gave their lives in the earthquake that day, January 12, 2010.